Hey, thanks for tuning in today. It's been a big week. I presented my new work fame concept at the IABC Queensland event last night. I just wanted to share one or two things from that experience. It was only 30 minutes and it's really hard to go like, oh, what do I talk about here? I just brought no slides, but a few sort of prompts to share. What was fascinating though is that U&U Recruitment actually hosted the event at their gorgeous Queen Street office. And when I arrived, because it was after hours, I had someone from U&U let me in. Her name was Erica Brush. And she's like, how do I know you? And we're trying to figure it out for about 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh, did you play netball? And we figured out that when we were younger, we played against each other at an association level. And then she actually messaged me this morning and we realised we did play in the same team for Metropolitan West. When we were both 15, we played in a tournament, the state school netball tournament in Roma. So I haven't seen her for 27 years. So much fun catching up with her. So she was hosting the event and she shared when she opened up was that 1 out of 10 jobs are advertised. So there's 9 out of 10 jobs that are taken without being advertised. That was an interesting point. So that's why it's really important to build your work fame / reputation / personal brand. The second thing she shared that is if they do go to advertise, they get like hundreds of applicants. And so how do you stand out in a sea of applicants? And so then she introduced me and I got up there and just reminded me of a story I've sort of forgotten about, but it was when I was having a quarter-life crisis working for Accenture and I wanted to join a company called Wicked Campers. And my best friend, Camilla, she also wanted to, because we were in the quarter-life crisis club together, and actually she was the one that told me about Wicked Campers. She read a really great article about them in Frankie magazine. And so this job came up to be a Wicked evangelist and we both wanted the job. Neither of us had marketing experience. It was an evangelism / marketing job, but we both applied. And obviously in good faith, we're like rooting for each other as well. Then a couple of weeks later, we both received phone calls. They actually had over 500 applicants for the position. And somehow miraculously, both Camilla and I were shortlisted for interview. Her interview was on the Tuesday. My interview was the following day. And we're like, right, how do we navigate this? Because this is getting a little bit awkward. What we ended up doing was making videos for the job application. This is back in 2008, really early on, like February 2008. We went to a local backpackers in West End. They had a Wicked camper van there that they were using to pick backpackers up. So we borrowed their van and we drove around town and we talked to backpackers and we filmed it for a 2-part doco series. And in Camilla's interview, she played volume 1 and then I showed up the next day and I showed volume 2 of the documentary, which we'd edited together. The boss or the founder, John Webb, was really impressed by it. And he ended up, they're only advertising for one position. They ended up hiring both of us for the job. And part of our job was actually traveling around Australia and New Zealand, filming road trip videos. And they're still up on YouTube, I think. But the editing and the footage, it's crazy. Like back then, it was high definition footage. But when you upload it to YouTube, it just looks so grainy. So it's incredible how much film and memory is advanced in those years. So I guess I started that story to demonstrate the value of work fame and how sometimes it's all about doing things that help you stand out. And a common theme last night was just being scared of standing out. And it's like, well, what do you want? I mean, if you want to be safe and belong, do what you're doing and be content with what you're getting as a result, or try something different, pattern interrupt, do something a little bit different that's going to attract attention and build your reputation. And I guess an element of this is like you can create your own opportunities by doing stuff like this. I guess the exact point of the story is John was only advertising for one person and he probably didn't even have video in mind for this marketing person back in 2008, but it became like a pillar of building the brand, was building YouTube back then when it was quite easy to get a few clicks and views on that platform. So yeah, fascinating time. So just sharing that in case it inspires you to try something different if you want an opportunity. But what are you doing to build your work fame? Thanks for listening and I'll speak to you tomorrow.